Hello from my hotel in Ubud. I want to show you how you know you're staying with yoga students on a retreat. By their laundry. That's my neighbor's laundry, a couple that is staying here. That's my laundry. I cannot get fluffy stuff off my pants. I think I'm just going to throw them away because they are so annoying to practice in. Comfortable but annoying. It's like embedded garbage on them. And hey, how are you? A beautiful day. There's my neighbor's laundry. Laundry, laundry, laundry. And here is my little villa. A flip so we can have a... Hello, I'm Sue. If you're new. Let's see if I can make this pretty. Yeah, my name's Sue. If we haven't met before, I'm a coach and an author and a whatever, and I really love working with, especially women, for the second half of life. And I happen to be very fortunate to be in Ubud, Bali, in Indonesia right now, doing a yoga retreat. I'm on a yoga retreat as a student with my longtime yoga teacher, Eileen Hall. I told her that I've known her, she's been my teacher for 17 years today, and many of the students that are here, there's probably 50 or 60 students who are also longtime students who I've known over the years. So it's in a weird way like a little family gathering. It's really, really cool. What else can I tell you? Today is day number 8 of the retreat. So we have 2 more days left. It's been really super intense of yoga and pranayama, which is breath work, and chanting and meditation from about 6-ish in the morning till about 9 or 10, and then we have breakfast, and I just did my laundry because I don't have many clothes here. No one brought a lot of stuff, and you're just working every single day. So I have a 3-hour window to do my laundry and just to have some lunch or whatever. Today I'm just going to try to take it easy, because you'd be surprised with so many people that you kind of know, it turns into a little bit of a social situation. And then in the afternoon, today we're going to do a little bit of movement. Eileen, my teacher, she's starting to get into the work of Ido Portal. And if you've heard of Ido Portal before, he's a movement coach that worked with Conor McGregor, the fighter Conor McGregor, who just fought with Floyd Mayweather. And it's just like really animal kind of movement, you know, just kind of going back to our very basic roots. So you're working a lot with the spine and strength, and Eileen's amazing. It's very, very difficult work. I'm hoping, praying she's not going to work us too hard today, because I'm tired. Mama be tired. But I do feel super healthy. This temperature feels so good. I haven't been drinking at all. No meat or chicken, just lots of juices and turmeric and vegetables. And gosh, it feels good. It feels good. Today I wanted to talk about something that's happened to me. I've experienced it on the giving and the receiving end a couple times this retreat. And I thought I don't know if I'm the only one that this happens to. I don't think so. But I thought, just on the odd chance that you ever had that feeling that you're left out of something, like maybe you have a couple friends, a little circle, and then you find out that some friends have gone and done something and they didn't include you, or there was a miscommunication and you weren't included, and you know, that kind of feeling. It's almost like high school. It's like silly stuff, and here I am, 55-year-old woman, and I should know better. But I've had the opportunity to kind of think about that and process it, and perhaps it is because I'm in a retreat situation with a lot of kind of thinking time on my hands, and trying to use the whole retreat as thinking about how I behave and how I react and how I engage with people. So this is just one of those things that's kind of stuck around for a couple days. And in these diaries, I want to share with you what I'm thinking and feeling. And I did want to say, when you travel, a lot of times on Instagram, you'll see, or Facebook, you'll put pictures of your time and stuff. So a really good opportunity to also include some type of journaling practice into it. So it might be cool the next time you travel to write a little story or include a little diary about what you're feeling during the day. And for me, what it does is when I do these kind of talks or I write a little diary for my social about my trip, it helps me as a writer. So it's part of my writing practice, my daily writing practice. Right now is part of my speaking and articulating practice, and also just trying to think of those higher concepts that I'm learning. The best way to learn something is to teach something. So all of us all of us are students, all of us are teachers. It doesn't matter what your profession is or anything. So try that the next time you're doing social media to, in addition to your picture, try to put your thoughts out there too. Explain and share what you're going through, what you're experiencing, where you're at, what you've learned, what you've seen. It doesn't have to be deep and meaningful, but it's a good way to practice connecting to your soul and your expression. So, a couple days ago, if you look on my social media feed, if you look on, because I'm putting this on YouTube also, but if you look on my Facebook or Instagram accounts, you'll see that I wrote a little diary, I wrote a little story starting off with, I fucked up. And I had a miscommunication with one of the gals on the retreat here. It's kind of a long story, so read the post that starts off Bali postcard, I fucked up, and then you'll see what that was about. It was a thing where I actually left someone out unintentionally, but it might have hurt her feelings, and it made me feel really terrible until I was able to speak with her. So in the post I explained how I dealt with that, because sometimes we're put in those kind of situations where we don't want to make someone feel bad, but maybe we've done something to hurt someone's feelings, and how do we rectify that situation. And actually in my studying here on the retreat, we study yoga philosophy and Hindu philosophy, and that is a way to avoid feeling guilty. When you recognize that you have done something wrong, you figure out a way to rectify it and move through it. So that is a way to make guilt not a part of your world. And one thing that I learned yesterday is that guilt, there's no word for guilt in Sanskrit. Whereas if you have grown up in the Jewish religion or Catholic religion or whatever, guilt's a little bit a part of those religions. Unintentionally, it might not be, written in the Bible or the whatevers, but it's kind of a part of the culture, whereas in the Hindu culture, that's not a focus. The focus is in figuring out how to rectify the situation, to recognize, rectify, move through it. So I did that, but the interesting thing was that the day before, something happened to me where I was left out of a group situation. It wasn't intentional, not at all. It just was one of those things that could happen. So initially, at first, I went through that feeling of feeling kind of like, it wasn't, it was nothing personal. It was just one of those things. We have a large group. There's a lot of people here. There's people organizing things, and it's just one of those things. Anyways, I'm human, so I went through that motion of like, that's makes me feel kind of weird. And then I just stopped for a second, and it's kind of like what I was saying in the diary that I did, the last diary before, where I said whenever some pain comes up, wherever something comes up that makes you feel uncomfortable, rather than reacting, to just sit with the discomfort and think about it for a little bit, and just ask yourself, okay, where do I feel this? What is it like? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What do I need to do to move through this? And what came up for me when I was feeling those feelings that I was a bit left out was, there's probably been times in my life where I've left others out, or maybe this is me getting that experience so I can experience it on the other end. And also maybe this is an opportunity to make sure that I include other people that might be feeling left out. Maybe there's something that I can actually do with this. So I think in life, on many levels, we don't realize it, but we are kind of giving people feelings of being left out, and it's how we move through them. What am I trying to say? Well, here's an example. Say you're traveling, you're here in Bali, and you're walking down the street, and there'll be a lot of people that are like, they want you to want to sell you something. They want you to take their taxi or their motorbike, right? And some tourists will walk right by and not even acknowledge them. Okay, so you wonder, how would that feel as the person selling stuff, to be completely ignored? And I'd imagine that they, process it, they see it all the time. Or what about when you're walking by someone and rather than ignoring them, you just say hello, acknowledge them, no thank you, and go, okay, came back. Good. Froze up a second there. So it's just that we go through these processes all the time, all through the day. It might be when you're buying your groceries and you're at the checkout stand and you don't engage at all with the person that wants to sell to you or is talking to you or whatever. And, you know, what does that feel like on the other end? Or what does it feel like on the other end when you want to engage with someone and they kind of don't want to engage with you? So we go through this on a lot of different levels, whether it's friendship or family, not being heard, or with colleagues, or with people that we engage with when we have to buy things or just interact with anybody in society. Um, Often the feelings that someone's giving you isn't necessarily intentional. It's just the way it's just how they engage, but how you process it is the thing. And so for me, I think what has helped me so much in being able to process and not behave like a high schooler, you know, if you can imagine, or remember probably what it was like. I don't know about you, but I certainly can remember back in my high school days of, you know, or school days of just feeling like I wasn't included in something and how that would be my main focus. It would, you know, make me so upset. But I think that having a very strong personal practice, whether it is my yoga practice or being able to sit with myself or knowing that I have everything within me to get by, that I have, you know, you start with yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself or whatever. When you have that, you have everything. I think a lot about all of the hurricanes that are happening right now and the people who left to take care of themselves and their family are the ones that stayed behind because they didn't want to leave their stuff. And no judgment, I've never been in that kind of situation. But I think that if you have yourself, you have your practices, no matter what is happening on the outside, no matter how much things hurt on the outside, if you have conviction of strength within, it can help you move through. So in the times when I'm thinking about this concept of when people leave you out or hurt your feelings, I just kind of recognize the feeling at all, and then I kind of get a grip, take action, and take self-responsibility and move through it. So it's like recognize, rectify the situation, be a big girl, put your big girl pants on, and move through it. And that's how I do it. So does that make sense? The next time you might want to experiment. The next time you kind of get that feeling like, oh, that person didn't really pay attention to me or whatever, recognize the feeling. Think about maybe where you even feel it. And then ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do to move through this? What do I need to do to kind of take a hold of this situation, to look after myself and take care of myself and do what you need to do, and then you'll find that it just resolves itself. All right? Does that make sense? Too weird? Maybe a little weird. All right. So, I got my laundry done. What else am I going to do? I'm going to do my French lessons. I've been doing my daily French lessons. I'm going to try not to do any socializing right now for the next couple hours. I'm going to try to do a little reading, a little bit of writing, and just enjoy just the time kind of alone before I go to the class again, because it's all going to be over with. Before I know it, I'm going to be on that plane back to Sydney, which will be awesome because I really, really miss Dale, miss my family, miss my cat Cleo. So it'll be really good, but I'm glad I've had this time. I think I'm going to go back. I know I'll go back with my practice stronger and committed to my practice and feeling full, having my cup full and ready to go on to the next chapter. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you next time. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye for now.